We are live.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين. والحمد لله رب العالمين. We are intending to study a new chapter today, Qiyamah. It is translated as the resurrection. So it is the chronologically 31st revealed chapter of the Quran. Historically, they say it was revealed around the fourth year of the prophetic mission. And fourth year means in between the beginning of the mission and also the beginning of the oppression of the people around the prophet, which is culminated in boycotting the believers from Mecca, prohibiting them from getting anything, prohibiting the people actually to get in touch with them, not to get married, not to give with them, and not to give women, girls to get married by the believers, not to sell, but the believers has to buy goods from outside the neighboring tribes, and also they were instructing the neighboring tribes to not to sell them cheap because they are bound to buy it, making the economical, political, social, psychological impact on the believers so that they may give up, hoping that, but it didn't work out. The believers really resisted all these oppressions, but now it wasn't really the case when this chapter was revealed, but the situation between the believers, a few people, a handful of people actually in Mecca, and the opposing chieftains of the tribes, not ordinary people. I don't think ordinary people had any cause, any harm to the believers, but the chieftains, the leaders, they called themselves the elite of the society or this tribe in Mecca, because it was in fact those elites that were afflicted by the message. The message was making the people equal. Everybody is equal, and the poor and slaves are also equal human beings. They should be treated justly, and the orphans, the needy ones, should be taken care of. They shouldn't be exploited because of their financial or political weaknesses. That was the point really disturbing the elite, because they were claiming to be the superior people among the others, and they really disdained the poor people, maybe weak people financially, and also family support. So they didn't have a large family, rich family to support them. They were exploiting them, and really living on them actually. But the Prophet Muhammad's message was heavily concentrated on these subjects, social problems. That is interesting. Alongside with the description of the nature of creation, the prophetic message was heavily occupied by the notions of equality, freedom of people against oppressions, arrogance, and arrogant attitudes, and also self-claimed authority, self-claimed virtues. These were the points which were that were disturbing the elite. That is interesting because not that the message of the Prophet brought a completely new concept as far as God so far, but all the discussions were gathering around these kind of topics: human psychology, nature of creation, and now newly a new concept was about to be introduced to the society, which is the life after death. Human beings will be resurrected. Ultimately, the universe also will be resurrected into another form. That wasn't very common concept among the neighboring tribes and also in the among the people in Mecca. So the Quran was, or the revelation was really preparing the minds of the people, mixing all these subjects together, aligning them together in a line of thinking, and trying to give the evidence for them to make sense of the concept of resurrection. That was just preliminary introduction of the introduction to the subject of resurrection, a new type of creation. So this chapter is interesting as far as this subject is concerned, the resurrection subject is concerned. So first, the chapter, if you like, we could divide the chapter. I tried my best to make a rough division. Each division is represented with a paragraph, if you like. The whole chapter is just only one page. So the first one is, who is speaking here? With what capacity is he speaking? And his capacity is manifested in the creation, in the universe. You can see it. And also in the way that the human beings are created, you can see which kind of creator he is. And then, if you like, passing to the nature of the universe and how the universe cannot sustain itself, cannot be the source of its own existence, and not being able to give existence to anything, but they all need to be created by them, created themselves, are they themselves are in need of being created. And then going to another subject, which is how the human nature is in need of taking a refuge and securing its existence. Can they really secure their existence by themselves? And demonstrating in a very, very brilliant figurative way or description but explaining everything in such a way that it will leave an impact on the nature of human beings, on the psychology of human beings. And then goes back to help the people understand their reality, how selfish they are, how much they really love to defend themselves. It's a kind of self-defense. That self-defensive attitude so that they can justify their own actions by any means, try to justify themselves and change the reality by pulling this way or to this way or to another way in order to just make themselves appear to be a right person. And they are sinless. They are perfect. And then this excuse are these excuses really are rejected by the creator, saying that we know what you want to do is, and then goes back to the nature of revelation. Now, revelation means it means here how God instructs the prophet, the message, and the message, the messenger, the one who receives the message, should not really try from his own power to protect the message by himself, because the message is not from the prophet or is not originated from the prophet, and also it is not the messenger of God is going to protect the message. The source of the message is the creator of the universe, and only he can protect his own message and make it successful. So a kind of warning, the prophet said, do you think that you are going to really have a role in receiving the message, distributing the message, protecting the message yourself? Come on, just relax. And it then goes into, again, how the relationship between man and his master is created, and how the human beings really desire their creator rather than their desire of this transient, fleeting world is just pointless. Then the culmination of the subject of the human neediness comes to the very pangs of death. During the death, the human beings really experience their helplessness to the utmost level, that they cannot really save themselves from any kind of treatment that they receive from their creator. This is needed by everyone, but especially those people who rely and take pride of their own power. Come on, you thought that you can command everything to anybody, on anybody, but you cannot really do anything, even to save yourself from death. You are an helpless creature. And then, after preparing all these necessary backgrounds, brings the subject how the human beings have been created through various stages of existence. They did not have any power on over the controlling of their stages of existence. They are under the control of the creator only. They have no say how they are going to be developed in their preparation for the life of this world, and later on being taken taken away from this world. After pointing out that all power in the universe is just under the control of the Creator, no one has any power at all. No one really can secure their life. Seeing that God is creating them through different layers of stages of creation. Now, when you die, He can give life again. Can He not? The question is raised there. Can He not give life again to the dead body, which was the body, dead body was from the very beginning dead as well. The one who gave life to dead matter, can He not give life again to dead body? So this is the very striking way of approaching to any subject which is related to ghaib in the Quran. First, the agent who is going to do it is introduced, which kind of agent he is. And then coming to the nature of the creation and nature of human beings, how helpless everything is before His power. And after demonstrating or this, say this Qiyamah, this resurrection, chapter resurrection, doesn't say that you are going to be resurrected. It is interesting. It only says and concludes the topic, just preparing the minds to accept this concept rather than imposing on them, look, He is going to resurrect you and take you into account. No. Said, isn't He able to do that? Isn't the one who is holding whole universe not able to give you life, existence again after He gives you death? Although or despite your disliking death, not wanting to die, He gave you life, He gives you death, and He can give you life again, can He not? And then subject is closed. That is a model of thinking, and also for ourselves, how the resurrection can be understood by ourselves, and how reasonable to accept the notion of resurrection, concept of resurrection, under the witnessing of everything around us, including within ourselves. The witnessing everywhere. That is for us. And also, if you want to introduce, when I talk about life after death, etc., we shouldn't just jump into the subject and say that, oh, in Islam, we believe in God, we believe in the hereafter, we believe in prophets. No, Quran doesn't speak in this way. After presenting the evidence, then preparing the minds to accept it, then introduces the subject. So let's start, if you like. If you have any questions so far, I will love to hear your comments and questions about the introduction to the subject. Let me see anything. No one is raising any voice here. So quiet. Did I threaten you? So no one has any question, any concern? Okay. Keep thinking of it, and I will go to the first verse. Now it says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. La uqsimu bi yawmil qiyamah. What is la here? La normally is a whatever, whatever, I don't know, it is not proposition or whatever, it is a word, not a word really, a letter uh, represents negation, but here it represents negation, yeah. But we have to understand if la comes in the beginning of a negate, a swearing word by God in the Quran, it is, as far as I remember, it is usually the case, if not all. I don't know anything which is exceptional to this principle. La means first, attracting the attention. La, no, 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 no. What's no? Look, you know what you have thought about, what I am going to tell you is wrong. No, no, no. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It is wrong. Well, it doesn't make sense what you have thought about so far. I am going to give a very firm oath and evidence, following the evidence. That is the reason what I am going to give you the news about is true, not what you have thought about it. So attracting the attention and saying that, look, I'm going to do something, but be prepared. It is not what you have already thought about it. Leave it aside. I will tell you something completely different from what you have thought about it. So some people say the law means not really, not only this, but also pay attention to this. Some people say not only so, but there is something. But more convincing explanation of no, law is a word, or I don't know really, it is a word or it is a letter. You can say it, whatever. I don't know. There must be a name for it. So I don't know technically or in literature. Doesn't matter for me. Whatever it is a word which means drawing the attention of the audience and saying, hey, be careful. Don't come up with your previously developed idea. Keep it aside. I will tell you something. Compare it after you listen to me. It doesn't mean that you will reject your idea and automatically accept my presentation. No, no, but it doesn't mean that you don't try to come up with a counter argument. Wait, be careful, be patient. Leave it aside. أقسم بيوم القيامة. Now, Qiyamah, I call to witness, that is translated, I swear by, the day of resurrection, but swear by means I am going to give you the news of resurrection. Now, I'm going to introduce this, and I'll bring this subject to your attention. So this resurrection will be the witness of many other realities. So pay attention to it. Don't say that, what does it mean that we will be resurrected after being completely rotting in the graves, and then we will be given life again? Come on, it is just a story of the old people. So, but we says, no, it is not that simple. So Qiyamah means really qama, to stand up, to erect, and do something really a kind of qiyam. It also means really upheaval, turmoil, revolution. But this revolution in existence, turmoil in the reality of this world, turning everything upside down, etc. This qiyam, they're turning everything upside down, and you will be surprised to see what happened, how it happened. That is going to be uh, coming to you. That is certain that I'm telling you this. Uqsimu means I swear by it. I bearing witness. I bring this reality a witness to you that you can be convinced if you are a man of truth, if you like. So again, with the second verse emphasizes on this introduction, but this time it comes up with another concept, which is again, وَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالنَّفْسِ اللَّوَّامَةِ. And no, be careful now. I call to witness the self-reproaching spirit, self-reproaching spirit. It means, now, look, you will find yourself that, what you have been thinking so far was wrong. How nonsense I was. I never thought about it. النفس اللوامة, the self-reproaching spirit or self-reproaching soul. So that your soul, your human reality will come to realization that it will say, it has the capacity to understand this. It will realize that what it has been neglecting, what it has been not taking into account and rejecting, denying, I'm going to tell you, and you will understand that, I was wrong. How nonsense I was, how careless I was about the truth. You will be sorry that you did not take into account what I am going to tell you now about the resurrection. Okay. Now, the following verse starts introducing how the speaker is able to do as the creator of the universe, source of existence of the universe. Very simple and very human and touching on the human reality. Look at yourself. Let's see the third verse now. أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ أَن نَجْمَعَ عِظَامَهُ. Does man think that we, as the speaker, because speaker is to be God, the creator of the universe, cannot resurrect him and bring his bones together again, resurrect the man? Even the bones are dissolved in the grave. But I think most of you must have realized by now that resurrection is mainly concerned, this concept of Qiyamah is mainly related to bodily resurrection, because it is not the subject of this chapter. Later on, throughout the period of revelation, the nature of human soul is going to be explained. But at this stage, human soul is not brought into discussion because the human beings experience in this world their existence consists of their body. Well, how happens they have some sort of feelings? They cannot really think that deep at this stage. What they see, and also we too, not necessarily the contemporaries of the prophets thought in this way. Now, many people think, especially those people who have a materialistic interpretation of the universe, they say human beings consist of matter. All the other human beings are the productions of matter, body, the brain, I don't know, other experiences of human beings, memories, learning through memories. They all are the result of the actions or functions of the material, bodily side of human beings. They reduce human beings to actually an animate being. But every animal has different qualities according to their own, they call it nature instincts. Human beings have also their own, but it seems to be a bit larger capacity, but we don't know really how the other animals feel. As far as we are concerned, we are giving this body, and this body makes us as human beings. So resurrection is the subject of mainly body, because when we say we are alive, we think of only our body and living conditions of body, which is called life. But it needs a further, even deeper reflection. No, I have something else. I have, I consist of, my existence consists of not only body and life, but also some, we call it human qualities, human side of me. But when somebody dies, what do they say? He lost his life. Actually, not he lost his life, body lost his living conditions. Living conditions are destroyed for some reasons. Within the, how do you say, the order of existence, order of the universe. But let's say if the computer is smashed, physically damaged, it doesn't work, but it doesn't mean that its program is complete. Its program completely disappeared from existence. Nowadays they have this cloud something. I don't know how it works. I have nothing to do with the technology, but it is preserved in the cloud. It means the program and all the functions are preserved there. Although the machine is not working, let's say because of the lack of electric power or battery power, or the parts of the computer may be destroyed. That's why the connection is destroyed, it doesn't work. Somehow like this, first body, in the material body of the computer. And then, I don't know whether this is a really good example, and then the program, and then the main storage of the program, if you like. So we don't, we, especially those people who reduce human beings to only material existence, they define death as life is not functioning in the body. That is death. Is it correct? I would say yes, it is correct. But it doesn't mean that this person as a human being disappeared from existence. The computer is destroyed, but the program is preserved. But at this stage of introduction to the concept of resurrection, of course, the subject is dealt with in terms of material conditions. That's why the example is given from the material side, the bones, because bones seem to be very strong. So even the bones got completely dissolved. Then the God says, do you think, does human beings think that we cannot gather, we cannot really bring his bones together again, nejma, make it together again? Yeah, but he will say later on, from the beginning, it was us to construct the bones. But it will come at the very end. Now, do you think we cannot do that? Okay. Let's go to the verse 4. Okay. بلا قادرين على أن نسوي بنانه. Hey, look. Not only the bones, even we certainly can put them together in perfect order, even the very tips of his fingers. It means all the details we can preserve. Now, of course, we can think now, can he do it? Who is speaking here? The one who is the source of existence of the whole universe. Therefore, who is the source of existence of human beings is speaking here. Who has designed the human body from scratch? Now he has designed even the smallest bones and construction of the bones in the form of a human being, developing it from a very beginning out of a cell stage of existence at the level of cell, and then continued and developed as it is now, as everybody says, I am here, created in this way. And there is no interference by any human being, unless having a, I don't know, they call it, what, surgery? Aesthetic surgery or something. Try to cut it and put it, but they cannot create anything. What they do, they cut what already exists out there and put in another order again, according to the order of the universe. They cannot do anything by getting out of the order of the universe. They do it by following the order of the universe. That is also an interesting perspective, that in any case, we obey the will of the one who put the universe into this particular order that we are experiencing it. We cannot get out of this order. That is how our nature is. So even the fingertips, the smallest detail, it is us who have done it, and it will bring it back and put them together again in the perfect order as it was, because we did it in the beginning. Can you attribute the design of human body, even the human body, let alone the human soul, all the human qualities, emotions, feelings? No, 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 no. All this consciousness, imaginations, conscience, let alone this side, reasoning, power, preserving memories. No, no, let alone all this. Even the material side is designed by the one who has established the order of the universe. Did you do this? Can you change the order of the universe? Can you interfere into the order of the universe and spoil it? No, you have to obey it. But those people play the magical trick, if you like, stratagem, to say that, look, we are cloning human beings. Yeah, you can. How? This is already existing there. Or animals, they said they clone the sheep by following the orders. Order and loyalty, otherwise you cannot do it. As much as the order allows you to do it, it means, in any case, you have to follow the will of the one who established the order of the universe, and you cannot get out of his will, because you cannot find any source which can be the source of existence of the order. What is the dilemma? I don't know whether it is the time now to talk about. What is the dilemma of materialistic interpretation of the existence of the universe? They say matter exists within an order, and order functions with matter. Let me put it in a simple way. If there was no matter, there would be no order. If there was no order, there would be no matter. They are interdependent to each other. How can you say that one is the source of existence of the other? Because if there was no order, there would be no matter. If there was no matter, there would be no order. So can we really separate the matter from the order? Then if you separate it, order with matter without order cannot exist. And also, order without matter cannot exist. So they are together created. It means matter is given existence by the agent of the originator of the universe within an order. So both of them are given existence and adjusted, harmonized together, and they are working according to the arrangement of their origin of existence. So when we think about it, this universe and my body is given existence within this order by the creator of the matter, my body, and its order of existence. So the same one is giving death to it as he gave life to it, existence to it, and then life to it. At the stage, we are not talking about the soul yet, as far as the chronology of the revelation is concerned. So people are not prepared for this. We shouldn't jump into that subject. So let's see which we understand that it makes sense if we really start from this. Let's think about the origin of existence of human body, which we say after death it cannot be given life again, or this cannot be given existence again. So if we think about how it came into existence, it becomes possible for any human being with no prejudice, no bias, just open-minded, they can understand easily that, yeah, the one who gave existence to human body can, in the universe, and the human body within the universe, within the context of the universe, acting, living, existing in harmony with the rest of the universe, is going to give life. So, oh, this room is very quiet. Okay, anybody who would like to share his ideas, comments, at this, his feelings, whatever is happening here? Okay, all right, very quiet, obedient audience, but somebody is really brave enough to speak now. Of course, he's my, anyway, I was going to say that he's my mentor. So please go ahead, Colin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I was interested when you were talking about the finger tip. I'm wondering what you think about the notion of uniqueness there is expressed. If there is a creator who can create so many unique fingerprints, I mean, is this an allusion to the fingerprint and to, divine ahadiyya, unicity? If a creator can create so many unique creations, then clearly he is able to bring life back to the dead. That's very easy for him. I just wondered what you thought.
Yes, yes, but it is very famous. Thank you for bringing up this subject. But at this stage of presenting the concept of resurrection to the audience, which is also to us, because we are going through and journey alongside with the stages of revelation, because the stage of revelation is taking progress step by step, in order to construct a human being in the form that the creator has aimed at in his creation. I'm not saying you presented something wrong at all, but at this stage, just presenting the subject within the context of the universe and human beings, and letting the human beings experience within himself that, look, even my fingertips is arranged, designed, formed by the one who gave me existence. So as you said, it is unique to everyone, and in fact, this is a sign that every human being has his or her own unique fingertips. So only the one who knows all human beings can design each human being differently from the others, because he knows which kind of design has given to person A, person B, C, D, all the billions of people so far created, and everybody has a unique fingerprint. That is a very legitimate comment, actually, and that is true. Of course, it is preparing the minds. As I understand, it is preparing the minds that first mentions the finger tips, preparing the mind that, look, when you think about the creation, your creation of your body, even the most minute details are taken care of by the one who created you. So Do you think this one is not able to do that? I thought at this stage of, if you like, reasoning, understanding, evaluating the creation, human beings can only uh, be convinced about the reality that yes, universe has a creator, and yes, everything is designed by him, and everything is originated and designed within a perfect order, and then he can do it again at this stage of, if you like, the fourth year of revelation, if you like. I am taking a course. I take it in this way: how the Quran really instructs human beings and introduce the reality to human beings. I am taking a course, and this course takes 23 years to complete my study. Don't say, some people, I think, do not live for 23 years. That is something else. But usually, it is an example we can benefit from it. 23 years, of course. First year, we learn just maybe alphabet, and as far as the mathematics is concerned, that the numbers, 1, 2, 3, something, and later on developing, and coming to all the very complicated calculations, etc. And then you understand that everything is given existence in a unique way, not on the fingerprints. Every DNA is completely unique to everyone. No one has the same character, same type of body, same type of morality, same type of feelings. And also in the physical world, every atom, every molecule. But this will be the very last way of the stage of understanding mathematics, if you like. So that is why I'm not saying you're thank you very much. Thank you. But I go at the level of the stage of teaching, and here just the finger tips. Later, of course, when you read the Quran from the beginning to the end, but this is important to read the Quran from the beginning to the end by following the chronological revelation periods, so that you can put yourself into the training as if you are just receiving the message. Every time you study one chapter, on at this stage, you go through this level of teaching, and then another, and then another. Of course, you will start learning many things that you would never ever imagine at the beginning of your journey. At the very end, these are the last revelations before the death of the prophet and completion of the revelation. So, inshallah, that is interesting to put uh, bring this subject to our attention. Okay, that's right. That is right. I say nothing. Thank you very much. Anybody else? I think. Let me see something in the chat box. Let me put my. Okay. The chronological approach makes excellent sense. Thank you, Fariha. Okay. I listen and I obey, Khalid. What does it mean, Khalid? I listen and I obey. It is a joke, I think. Okay. If Khalid is the one I know from Philadelphia, okay. If not, it's okay as well. Ashinov, in terms of resurrection, now, whoever has given existence to this body must also be the one that is able to and must give existence to it again. However, we don't necessarily have to go back to the starting point of existence, but rather observe how this very moment is being given existence. This past tense has given, can be, is given. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Do that. Yeah. Is giving. All right. Just wanted to draw attention to the tense that we are speaking in. Yes. Thank you very much. It makes excellent sense. Excellent sense. Yes, that is correct. Is giving. I think the audience in this stage, uh, I don't know whether if I was receiving this message uh, in the class of my fourth year education, I would be able to pay attention to the continuously my existence is renewed or changed constantly. I would say just I was created. As long as it's a general concept, what you said is absolutely makes sense, and I agree with you. It's absolutely correct. But when we start thinking about it, we think only in a general terms and say, I am given existence in the past tense, or I was given, I am given in the existence, not I am being giving existence. No, I am being giving, or I am being, I don't know how to say it. So continuously, as you said, continuously, my existence is renewed. Yes, that is correct. It must be brought into attention. Thank you very much. Now, any more? Please, we are just here making conversation, interactive. I love interaction. You will put your idea. I will say something. Somebody will say something. That's correct. That is the aim of this class, actually. I don't want to be the only one who is speaking, but unfortunately, you put me in this position. Okay. Now, بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه. Rather, man desires to go on living viciously, fijr, viciously. Why is he saying this? What is the point here? Well, the human beings, for human beings, it is very hard to give up his previous idea. That is very human. And human beings are always inclined, because I know from my own experience, always inclined to defend how he has built up his own understanding of everything and takes a defensive position first. Now I knew it until now like this, but this person comes here and tells me completely different, maybe opposite idea. Is it easy to change? No, it's not easy to change for human beings. But the purpose of the verse is, look what you are doing here. Just you are really want to insist in their vicious ideas, wrong ideas, and you are not ready to really put it on into the question form. I have understood the word so far in this way, but there is something, a new idea, and saying, you are saying, how can it happen? Come on. Just we die and we disappear. That's what we learned. We see very simply, and we learned from previous ancestors. This is how we are. We come here, and we do something, gain fame or something, and then pass away. The following generations, whether they will talk about us in a favorable way or just ignore it because we were just an ordinary man. We didn't have any significant quality appreciated by the society. That's how it is. So they were trying to build up their really fame so that after they die, they will be remembered. They will stay. But after you die, even people remembers you. Does it really matter for you? You are already dead in their understanding. But the people are very defensive. We are very defensive and we just take precautions. We are very suspicious. We are very suspicious about the new ideas. That's why this, if you like, revolution, this change of paradigm of thinking about any subject takes maybe centuries, although nowadays it is becoming shorter, but shorter and shorter. But why it is so? Because the shift in thinking paradigm is very difficult for human beings. For me too. That is why to change the customs is very difficult, even for ourselves. The simple things, the way we eat, the way we cook. I mean, I challenge you, if you can make your mother change their habit of cooking. So simple, isn't it? No, we put this spice, not that. It doesn't taste at all. It tastes horrible. For another culture, it tastes delicious. On the other hand, it is difficult to change the habits. It is even more difficult to change one's way of thinking. So, living viciously, the man desires to go on living viciously. It means they don't want to change their view of nature, view of creation, view of the world. They don't want to change their view of their understanding of life, their own life even. So they go ahead with their own values so far they have learned and inherited from the society. That's what we do. That's our reality is. But the Quran says, yes, you are doing this. Are you aware of it? Have you ever thought that what you have been doing is right or wrong? That is the question. That's the problem. So the following verse is interesting to decipher human psychology now, to really, how to say, make it open to human psychology, what this psychology includes in it. It's a beautiful way of putting it. Ayyana yawmul qiyamah? What are you talking about? The day of resurrection? The resurrection day? When? But Ayyana is important. In Arabic, there are different ways of asking the time or date. Ayyana is not like meta, hine, whatever. There are many words that it is not my subject, but meta means when, exactly, tell me. When are you coming? Tell me exactly. That is meta. You cannot say Ayyane. Ayyane means when, yeah, I mean, you can translate it into English as when is that the resurrection day to be? When means here not really when, it means in 1 century, 2 century ahead or what? Or when, the time. No, it said, come on, when is it going to happen? It is impossible. Is it really possible? Come on. In a sarcastic way of asking when. those dates. Well, we expect that. Do you know when it has happened? I don't think so. I have no hope about it. That is why the word is, of course, precisely chosen here. Yani yawmul qiyamah. What are you talking about? When is it going to happen? Come on, we die and disappear and become bones in our graves, or rotten bones, dusts in our graves. When do you think it will happen? Come on. Have you ever seen in other verses when they argue with the prophetic message, they say, do you think our ancestors are going to be resurrected? They disappeared and they are gone for years and centuries ago. How? Have you seen anyone, any one of them coming into life again? Oh, come on, don't be ridiculous, as if. Understood that, Ayana? So when the question is raised in this way, in a sarcastic way, now the evidence to present to this kind of mentality needs to be very sharp, to the point, and attracting his attention now. Now, suddenly, subject changes. It doesn't change because, I have to speak to this person in a very serious way. I'll tell you when. فإذا برق البصر. You see that when the eyesight is dazzled. No. Oh. So you will be completely shocked when when it happens. Why? وخسف القمر. Do you think that this moon is giving light or reflecting light in reality, but doesn't matter. We receive some sort of light through the moon. The nature of it is not important for the moment now. Do you think it is the source of existence of its own light? Can it produce light by itself? It is just a stone, if you like. How can it produce the light? So it cannot really keep this quality of giving light by itself. It cannot produce it, it cannot keep it, so it can always be taken away by the one who enabled it to reflect the light or to give light. It is not your arrangement. It is not the arrangement of the matter. Matter has no quality to do that. So, وَجُمِعَ الشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ. And when the sun and the moon are merged, again, what is brought to the attention here? The order of the universe is not produced and cannot be produced by the matter itself. They have no consciousness, they have no quality. So they can only be under the creatorship of a one who is the source of existence of the order of the universe. So he can arrange it. Otherwise, they cannot. The sun and the moon are merged. Why shouldn't they? Who is keeping them? Who has arranged them? Of course, with Aisha Nur's comment, who is arranging them? The system is perfectly working. How it is measured? Who is measuring it? Who has the quality, or what has the quality of measuring this? The matter itself has the quality to do all these arrangements, it is subject to this arrangement itself. It cannot be the source of this arrangement. That is the dilemma of materialism. Now, do you think moon and the sun arranged their way of existing without merging within each other and clashing? Do you think they arranged it? If they arranged it, they must be the master of the order. But they are subject to the order. How can you be master of something that you are subject to it? I mean, it is logically contradictory. So it is arranged in this way by the one who created the universe or is creating the universe. So the same one can take the light of the moon and make it completely dark. It means no light at all, because it is the one who gave light to the moon. And the one who arranged the sun and the moon relationship in relation with the earth, as far as our practical life is concerned here. We are not going into the galaxies. Not many people are aware of the galaxies. They say just scattered stars up there in the sky, and that's it. Very special people are aware of that. They are very, very perfectly arranged systems. But let's take the simplest example in front of everybody's eyes. Everybody can experience it. You don't have to be an expert in order to understand the message of the Quran. But if you are expert, you can understand better. Yeah, of course. I mean, not everybody can do that. That's why the Quran starts at a very simple level, the simplest level, to introduce the subject. So here, I think the attention of human beings are drawn to the point that, or prepare the mind that, look, the one who put the universe or the moon and the sun and the earth in their location and making them move in the perfect order, then arrangement is under control completely. The same one can destroy it. Of course, the same one can revive it again, because it is the one who is the source of it. He is the one who is the source of this arrangement. Can do it again. Can he not? It is just really introducing the subject, presenting the subject to the minds of the people. So think about it. Can it happen by itself? Anything perfectly arranged happen by itself accidentally? Why? Why should it happen accidentally? How can it come into existence accidentally? Okay. So I think the main point here, I understood that the celestial bodies cannot really control themselves because they have no consciousness, nothing. Even, for example, in my own life, I see I'm living in a house, maybe in a room, and see the things are ordered there by a conscious being. I cannot say that the things came into order by themselves and acting perfectly by themselves, and they cannot get out of the order they themselves originated. It is ridiculous for any human mind. Okay. Okay, there are something hopefully written there. Maybe or debauchedly or immorally or a mixture of all these. Khalid said, there's something. It's not a great translation. Living desolately may be a better living, better option. Thank you. Thank you, this offer, Colin. Which one? I think hedonistically.
Instead of viciously, I think that's the one.
Instead of viciously, yeah. Yeah. Where is that one? The previous one. I missed them. Correct? Yeah. Verse 5. Our friends are saying that. That's a good point, actually, for everyone to pay attention to. So instead of vicious, يسأل إيانا الإنسان ليفجر أمامه. Fisk fujur. So it is difficult to translate. Living dissolutely, hedonistically, maybe, or debauchedly, or immorally. Yeah. Okay. Well, good points. Or a mixture of all these. Yeah. Khalid says, yeah, it seems to be a heavy description, a variety of ways to destructive living driven by self-centeredness. Yeah, that's the simplest way of putting and explaining it, Khalid, and Colin also. Thank you very much. Okay, I was behind. I couldn't follow the chat box timely. It's okay. No. Let's come here. يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر. Yeah, now how the subject jumps from one point to another. I love this jumping in the Quran. Suddenly subject change. Why? Some people say, oh, the Quran doesn't really follow a sequence, smooth running. No. It is a training. It is an education, educating human beings. Now the attention is drawn to the nature of creation out there. So far, look at this moon, look at the sun, and the earth relationship. Do you think they can sustain their order by themselves? They are subject to the order. They are slaves of the order. Now it comes back, comes to the subject here. يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر. Now, when you realize this, when you realize that even the sun, even the moon is under the control of the one who created it, and so was I. I'm under the control of the one who gave me existence. Now, where shall I seek refuge now? Where it is translated that, can I escape? Every human being will say, where can I escape? It means, where can I seek refuge with? Never. How do you say? A niche that I can go there and make my existence secured. Is it possible? No, man. Even the sun, of course, the greatest thing at this stage of civilization the human being think of is the sun. So even the sun cannot escape from any operation of the creator of the sun itself. So how about you, man, the man who say, where can I really feel secure in my existence? Can I make it? Is it possible to make my existence secured by myself or by something else? Of course, this description is going to be presented in the following paragraphs. Each paragraph is as if changing the subject. No, it doesn't change the subject. Look at the universe and look at yourself. It is just a continuation of the subject. But it seems to be from the sky came to the human beings. Where can they seek refuge with? Where they can really escape into? No, because we understand that, look, can I really make sure that I'm not aging? Can I really make sure that I am free in my existence? I can manage my existence as I like? Is it really so? It is a very heavy analysis of human beings, calling human beings to reflect on their own existence, and look at it and say that, can I really escape from any kind of operation over me by the one who is arranging everything and keeping everything under his control? On that day, every human being will say, where can I escape? Escape means secure my existence, secure my life. But of course, in the following paragraphs, we will see that human beings will really practically experience this complete helplessness, complete submission of their existence to their creator at the pang of death. This is the preparation of the minds and feelings, emotions of the human beings. So coming there, oh, where can I accept? كلا لا وزر. You cannot find any point of support, any point of hope, any point of power that you can say, okay, if you, the creator of the universe, the one who is holding the control of the moon and the sun, try to attack me, harm me, I can take refuge with the emperor of Rome, for example. He is as helpless as you are, even worse, because he has lots of power and wealth to lose. He will be really in pain a lot when he starts thinking his reality. There is no way for anyone to guarantee his existence by defending himself in any ways. Impossible. Can you imagine this? You and I are hearing this message the first time. We have never been introduced to revelation at all. We thought this is the word by itself. Everything is existing as it is, like this. And a shepherd with no wealth, no status, no literature quality, nothing, poor, orphan, is coming up with this, literally also very powerful, poetic, descriptive language. If you read it all together, we broke it. That's why it doesn't really show it is eloquence. So let me read it. بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه يسأل أيان يوم القيامة فإذا برق البصر وخسف القمر وجمع الشمس والقمر يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر كلا لا وزر. Oh, oh, even the poetic quality of the description of the reality puts you down on the ground, if not below the ground. You just try to seek any kind of place that, no, that's enough, stop. I cannot stand it anymore. Especially if a person has never thought of God, never thought of the Creator, never thought of reflecting on the reality of his existence, just living like an animal. Suddenly somebody comes and speaks to him, and this man is not a famous philosopher, not a famous poet, not a rich and chieftain of the tribe or something, not just an ordinary man. You say, how come this man speaks to me with this quality of literature and the meaning, and so challenging, so shocking? Human beings are humbled by it. That is why arrogant soul cannot digest it. Even now, not then, when the revelation was first introduced to a very, very primitive pagan society, the most primitive pagan society maybe of the age. For example, in Roman Empire, in Iranian Empire, they were great civilizations. Maybe even the highest technology of the time was developed in India. But inland of Arabian Peninsula did have no quality whatsoever, apart from fighting with each other for a fame or just maybe fun, because they didn't have anything else. They are just proud of their own tribes and nothing else. No other value. Starting from scratch, the revelation now developing human beings, and these human beings, the most worthless civilization these people had, became the master of the world in 40 years. What? Which kind of revolution in the world can really succeed at this aim and take the people from the worst position to the highest value civilized people in the world, pioneers of many civilizations in the world in 40 years, conquering the most powerful empires with camels only, because of the power of the revelation, the ideas. Then human beings spiritually changed, not materially, spiritually changed. High spirit invaded the minds and souls of the people throughout these teachings, gradually developing, gradually, stage by stage. 23 years of education ended up with conquering the really great majority or great majority of the parts of the known world, and became the master of humankind of that time. As a result of this teaching, how the teaching really infiltrates into feelings of human beings, emotionally convincing them and making them really submit themselves to this message. It is amazing. Kalla la wazar. Yeah, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? Can I escape the most notorious materialist, atheist, whatever they call it, of our time? Can they answer this question? I can save myself, but in a, how do you say, very humiliating dispace or whatever, very humiliating position. They say, you know, these are human wishes, but it is not really. Oh, excuse me, sir. How did I develop these wishes? Where did I have these feelings? From atoms, particles? Don't be ridiculous, man. I am not stupid to buy into your word. Can you spare yourself? What is this arrogance challenging yourself, challenging the creator of the universe, saying that, oh, I don't think such a being exists. We exist by ourselves accidentally. Behave yourself, man. Oh, what time is it? Oh, yeah, it is time's up. I'm sorry, I got so excited. I'm very sorry. I am amazed at the beauty of this description and also how human spirit is really, how do you say, molded into the shape that it should be, the human spirit should be formed into, so that we can really face our reality and submit ourselves to it. كلا لا وزر إلى ربك يومئذ المستقر. There is no way. Your destination is only to your Lord, the one who owns you, sustains you, first gives you existence. Lord, excuse me. And prepares all what you need, including the guidance to enlighten yourself, to become aware of your reality, including the guidance you needed. That is your destination. Your journey will be end with the hands of your Lord. Now, with your Lord. So, إلى ربك يومئذ المستقر. At the end, I would say that day, I would say, when you realize this, not only when you die, that is true as well, but when you realize, you understand that that is your reality, you will say, okay, I belong to the one who created the universe, and I am in his hand. He can shape me any way he wants because I am the product of his hand, I must admit. Now, ينبأ الإنسان بما يومئذ بما قدم وأخر. Now, I think we should start studying from this verse next week because it's already up. If anyone, any comment or anyone, really, please, your concerns, questions, whatever you have, comments, I love it. Okay, Khalid, go ahead. I'm very pleased, Khalid, to hear your voice.
It's good to hear from you too, Sheikh. It seems to be
Excuse me, what did you say? You said something, Shay, or what?
Sheikh.
Don't repeat. I don't like this. I am a man like yourself, a poor guy, journeying to the destination and towards the origin that I came from. That's it. I am completely insignificant man, but not in my creation.
Mm.
No. As far as we are concerned here, we are all equal. Go ahead, my friend Khalid, and if you accept, I'm your friend. Go ahead, please.
Okay, well, thank you, my friend.
I am very pleased now. If I'm your friend, that's it. Thank you.
I was going to say that it seems the words here, of all the senses they could appeal to, because, people are very visual creatures. It's interesting here that the description is very emotional. It's not physical. It's not, it will feel like this or it will look like this. No, it will feel like it won't have a physical touch like this, or it won't have a smell, but there's a feeling of helplessness here in this. And there's an interesting contrast I noticed between this description at the beginning of the man feeling, or the woman feeling very self-centered and, almost as if they are the most important thing. And the contrast is you're going to be absolutely helpless on this day. Is this sort of the contrast between what's true and what the delusion is that's being described here?
Now, what is important here, Khalid? Thank you very much. You said on that day. That day, I don't understand the day of death or when I die, or I don't understand here that day, يومئذ. I don't understand the day of resurrection. What I understand, when you realize this reality, that is your reality. That is the point you will come to understand the reality of your existence. But this is repeated, this is experienced now. This is experience when I die. This is going to be experienced when the resurrection that takes place. But as far as the purpose of the teachings of the Quran is concerned, the Quran is speaking to me now to realize this reality that the Quran is teaching. When I realize it, resurrection is happening now for me, because I know that it is inevitable. It will definitely happen.
Interesting.
So Yawmaism is when the moment you realize that. So it will become real. For example, when you realize it now, will you be surprised when you are dying? When I am dying? I mean, I don't know whether you are going to die or not, but I will definitely. So when I am resurrected, yeah, I won't be surprised, because I have already realized that this is the true moment. And I already know it was going to happen. It will happen. And also every moment, of course, the Quran doesn't touch this point, as Colin pointed out before. I said, at this stage, people cannot really think of that level of thinking, reflection. But in reality, we know that after receiving the education of the Quran, in reality, every moment we are experiencing the death and resurrection. Yesterday is dead. We are resurrected today. And today will be dead. Tomorrow we will be resurrected again if the Lord of the universe wills it. It's a big if. Nothing else can guarantee my existence. Only the will of the Lord of the universe. So you and I will be living in a momentary resurrection at every stage of our life. يومئذ, I don't really take attention to the words prepared. I have chosen just for copy paste, actually. I don't really pay attention to the words of the translation, just to give a general guideline. But I am more interested in the general way of teachings of the Quran, how it develops the subject. It apparently jumps from one point to another point. It's a beautiful example, this chapter. There are many others in other chapters as well. So apparently, but it is just, handling the case from one perspective, turns it from another perspective, external world, internal human feelings, and combining them together and really grasping the human beings under within the hands of the teachings of revelation, and no way to escape. Yes, this is true. I can deny it verbally, but my consciousness, my spirit cannot deny it. It is true, but I cannot admit, I cannot submit. That is my arrogance. So that is the reality of the teachings of the Quran. That's why I believe that's how we should read the Quran without losing ourselves in the literal meaning, that we grasp it. The way it smoothly follows the teaching, because it is the purpose of the revelation is to educate, to mold, to give mold human beings into a certain way of understanding, realization. That is guidance. That is the point. But it helps, of course, the detailed meaning of the words, but it needs going very deeper and deeper meaning. But sometimes I feel that when I go into the deeper meaning of the words and their morphological and also syntactic relationship, I miss the big picture. So that I avoid from it. But while I'm studying, I may pay attention to it, but generally I approach it as far as I am concerned and my education is concerned. Thank you. Somebody wanted to say something. Khalid, your hand is still up.
Yeah,
And Asim wanted to say something. Come on, Asim, waiting for you.
No, that was a mistake. Thank you.
Oh, well, you gave up. Why? The time is up. I know, but I'm wondering, what the point you wanted to
The
put forth.
point was about listening this for the first time. That was important for me. Like when you hear this message and the jumps that were being made, makes you really realize a lot of things.
I think we have to put in this position because I believe, I don't know whether you and especially Colin will agree with this idea or not. If someone brings his previous understandings into the present time discussion,
You are muted right now.
how about now? It doesn't help. It holds back your understanding and it is harmful for your development of realization. What you should do, you don't deny your previous understanding. Anytime you sit in front of the Quran or Quranic teaching, you and I, what we have to do is the first time I am hearing this message. That is the nature of the Quran's being a speech of an absolute knowledge, if you like, or coming from the absolute knowledge of, of the absolute being. So absolute means cannot be restricted with time, neither can it be restricted with space. Nothing to do with Southern Arabia, nothing to do with 14th century ago at all. Right now, I am hearing it. Before, I might have heard it before, but now I am a new creation. I am experiencing a new evidence out there. I have to listen to the speech of the creator within the context of my own existence right now. I have to look at the moon now, sun now, myself now. And my feelings now don't bring the previous ones. If I bring the previous ones, I cannot make development. I will be stuck with my previous understanding. That doesn't go and fit into the nature of eternal space. If you are learning physics, I understand you have to develop, putting on one top of each other. But we are learning something about the reality of our existence, which is not like learning medicine or engineering or whatever, the sociology, philosophy. So that is another, because the Quran doesn't give you information. There are many, many principles reading the Quran, but for the moment, Quran doesn't give information. Quran educates you, me. Information, you can get it from encyclopedia and historical. Khalid, do you want to speak? Or your hand is in the
Yeah,
pavement?
I wanted to ask a question. So uh, I'm trying to simplify this for myself. So where it says, where can I escape? That seems to be the main point that we're rehearsing day after day for the, like, sort of like a play, like you rehearse until the actual day of the production, which is like Qiyamah. It seems to me, where can I escape is the rehearsal. Every day you go to sleep and wake up, you're rehearsing the resurrection, trying to learn your lines. Where can I escape?
Excellent. I agree. Yeah. Every moment we are rehearsing this. Where can I escape? Kalla la wazar. I'm speaking to myself and to you, Khalid. There is no way. There is no way to take refuge with. And the journeys and إلى ربك يومئذ المساء يومئذ المستقر. It is translated, the journey's end is with your Lord when you realize it. Thank you. It's excellent. Yeah, for every moment we have to listen to the Quran as if it is freshly revealing to me directly, as if speaking to me now. Thank you very much. As everybody is aware that I'm too late. I'm sorry. I just exploited your, kindness, not leaving the room. So I kept talking and listening to our friends. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased. Inshallah, I will see you next Wednesday, Saturday, next Monday, however you like it. Whenever you.
Alaikum. Very nicely explained. Jazakallah.
Alaikum
Inshallah.
assalam.
Inshallah next time. I love